Hello, I'm Heather Lovan-Viravong, Vice President for College and Community Engagement, and it's my privilege to talk with you about the Inclusive Community Fellowship, an initiative which started under the auspices of the President's Office about 3 years ago. Shortly, you'll hear from this year's Inclusive Community Fellows, Drs. Xochitl Shuru and Dominic Scudera, as well as from Ashley Henderson, Director of the Institute for Inclusion and Equity. Inclusive Community Fellowships provide an opportunity for a faculty member to carry out a project that addresses a campus climate concern. The goal of the fellowship is not only to help the college improve and strengthen its work on matters of inclusion and equity, but it's also meant to strengthen our campus engagement in and attention to these issues. Inclusive Community Fellowships are yet one part of the college's overall efforts to create a community that affirms each person's identity and is welcoming to all.
The creation of the Inclusive Community Fellowship has enriched the student experience, and it has enhanced the collaboration for the Institute for Inclusion and Equity with academic affairs. As the fellows launch their initiatives, they also serve as mentors for our students. Many students are affirmed in their identities, and the fellows provide representation in a way that did not exist prior to the Inclusive Community Grants.
Hello, my name is Xochitl Shuru, and I'm an associate professor in the Modern Languages Department. I teach CIE, I teach Latinx culture and literature. I'm also the Inclusive Community Fellow. Well, there are different projects that we have. We have those exclusively for the Latinx community and for the larger Ursinus community. There are 3 different programs that I have. One is the book club. The Conexiones book club is meant for the Latinx community, and we read texts where students reflect themselves within the characters. And that is a safe space for the Latinx students, but it also serves as a counter space where they challenge each other and they also develop resiliency. The other project we have is the Hora de Café, which is a coffee hour, and that is where we invite all of the Ursinus community and the community at large to socialize. We normally talk about issues that are going on outside the Ursinus community. The other series we have is the Si Se Puede speaker series, and we invite. The other program that we have is the Si Se Puede speaker series, and that is where we invite speakers from the community and sometimes alumni, where they talk about issues of the Latinx community at large, but they also serve as a network for forming internships. So that has really been helpful for the students. Thanks to the efforts for inclusive community at Ursinus, President Blomberg, Dean Schneider, and Dean Lovan-Viravong have supported the Inclusive Community Fellowship and so support the Latinx community. It has helped to form a safe space for the Latinx community, but also in terms of retention. I believe that when students see themselves projected in the community in a safe space and also from the support from the administration, that creates more of a sense of community.
Hello, my name is Dominic Scudera. I'm professor of theater. I'm one of the co-coordinators of the Common Intellectual Experience, CIE program at Ursinus. And this year I've been named one of Ursinus's Inclusive Community Fellows. I'm thrilled to be able to do that. As a fellow, my focus will be to increase and promote the visibility, celebration, the recognition, support, and community building for the LGBT+ community. My hope is to work with a number of different constituents on campus. So I would like to work with faculty and staff, the administration, especially the Institute for Inclusion and Equity. I'd like to work with alumni, the Board of Trustees. I want to get as many people involved as possible. My hope is that we can initiate a number of different programs that are currently missing on campus. So for the LGBT+ community, I'm hoping we can have a faculty and staff support network. I'm hoping we can have an alumni group. I'm hoping for some sort of advisory group. I'd love for a greater web presence for the LGBT+ community on the Ursinus website. We want to increase awareness of the history of the LGBTQ+ experience here at Ursinus, and that might involve working with alumni, but also working with academic programs to unearth that history. Basically, there's many different things that I would like to accomplish in an effort to raise awareness and support for the community. Ursinus is based in 4 questions, the quest. And those questions really are asking us to think about our identity and how we fit into a greater community. And so it's important then that every member of our community feels valued, they feel seen, in order to be able to answer those questions. So for students in particular who are members of the LGBT+ community, it's important that we have support efforts in place so that the students feel that they are welcome here. Once they feel that, then they are able to explore the Ursinus quest. You can't start that quest unless you feel safe, seen, supported. And so my hope is that we can help not only those members of our community that maybe are marginalized at this moment, but by bringing them forward and engaging them in the conversation of those 4 questions, my hope is that they then will make the campus better for everyone. It's something that is important not only for the LGBTQ+ community, but by recognizing we're going to better the entire community at Ursinus.